Hey, everybody. Hopefully we'll have some folks tuning in here in a little bit. I did not do a very good job of reminding people of this event. Excuse me, I kind of flaked on that part of it, sadly. So I think it's going to kind of be whoever happens to hops on. This is the December Luvly Stampers Make and Take event. If you are unfamiliar with what a Luvly stamper is, I'll fill you in. My name is Wendy Cranford. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And my team and myself we call the Luvly Stampers. Hi, Mary in Southern California. And so my team is essentially people who have decided to join my stamping community. And they also are Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. But just so we can have the record clear and everybody knows, just because you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator doesn't necessarily mean that you sell Stampin' Up! Products. Some people choose to be hobby demonstrators, which means they just buy their own products at a discount, kind of like having a Costco or Sam's Club membership. So I just want to throw that out there. If you did want to be a demonstrator, there's plenty of people on here you could ask questions to or join our team. We would love to have you. So every month, I make a couple of kits to create some little projects together. They pay $5. My team members pay $5 if they want the kit, and I mail it to them, and then they have it in time to make the kit here with us live. So the first thing I want to get out of the way is the products that we're using today. Most of them are not going to be available for purchase until January 4th unless you're a demonstrator. So people on my team some of them might already have these products and other demonstrators, but unless you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you won't be able to get these products. So I want to say that right up front. Specifically the stamp sets and the die cuts. The inks and stuff that I'm using are available now, but not the stamp sets. Hi, Carrie. I'm so glad you made it. Hi, Laura. Welcome to Stampin' Up! I'm so excited that you guys are here. Please chat in. Let us know where you're from and what you're up to today. We love to chit chat. Okay, so we're going to get started, and the first card we're going to make is this one. This is just a really fun birthday card using some of the new Up and Away Designer Series paper. And then this is the Lift Me Up stamp set and framelits that we're going to use. And so their kits come in the mail looking like this. So we'll get all the contents out. I just ate some grapes before we went live here, and they're kind of like choking me. Hello in Colorado. Hey, Angela. Okay, so we're starting with a Night of Navy card base, and it's cut at 4 1/4 by 11. Seems a little dark to me. I'm gonna see if I can add some light without making it too bright. How's that? Is that better? Hopefully that's a little better. Okay, so this is Night of Navy cardstock, and hey, Jackie in Houston, Jacqueline. And so it's 4 1/4 by 11, and then I scored it and folded it in half to make a A2 size card. I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock here, and this one is cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I gotta take a drink of water. Hold on, guys. I ate some grapes right before we started because I was starving, and they like left a film in my mouth. I know that's really gross, but that's what's happening to me. Okay, so I'm going to layer down this piece of Whisper White cardstock and just kind of center it. And then I have a piece of the Celebration paper. This is the Up and Away Celebration paper. It's a really fun, cute paper. You could really use either side. If you wanted to use this side, you totally could. or you could use this one. This is the one I'm going to use. This is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. So these, each layer is leaving 1/8 or 1/8 of an inch on all the edges. So it's a very small trim border, but I like that. Okay, and then we have 2 pieces here of the up and away paper, and I'm just going to layer them over the top of each other. So I'm going to move them out to this white cardstock that's sticking out here. Oops. And layer it down. And then I want to use the polka dots for the other side. And I'm going out to the white cardstock again and layering it down. So then we have this in the middle. And then we're going to put this beautiful die cut piece down. So I would suggest holding this with tweezers, but of course I don't have any tweezers in here handy because why would I be that prepared? They're on my other desk. So for those of you that don't know, I film in a completely different area than I craft, which definitely proves to be frustrating at times because I often forget stuff. Because like I created these kits several weeks ago, or yeah, I guess like 2 or 3 weeks ago now. And so sometimes it's hard to remember like all the supplies that I'm going to need to bring into the room. And like I can tell you, I already forgot one. So, and my glue quit working. There it goes. Guess I wasn't squeezing hard enough. Now I just made a big mess. So oftentimes when I do these live events, I have to like stop and go grab something, and I'm going to have to do that here in just a minute because I totally realize I've forgotten something. Okay, now we can layer this guy down because it's got enough stuff on it. And then I like to set a clear block or something on top sometimes, like when I'm layering something like this. Hey, Roberta. Hi, Margie in Indiana. Hello in Illinois. And then I'm going to do a little bit of stamping here. I'm going to use the Lift Me Up stamp set. This is going to be new in the Occasions catalog. Again, this will be available January 4th. And I'm going to use this sentiment here. Hope your day is on cloud 9. Happy birthday. And so just going to breathe onto the clear block. And you can see that I did not line that up and make sure it was straight or anything. And we're going to see how well I do because I'm totally winging it. Oh, not so bad. Not too shabby for Wendy. Okay, so like I just said a few minutes ago, I often forget things, and I can already tell you I forgot something because this little piece of Night of Navy cardstock will be this guy right here. So I'm going to show you how I stamp it, but I forgot to bring the framelits in here. So we'll do the stamping portion, and then we're just going to pretend like I cut it out so that I don't have to stop and get up and go get something right in the middle of our live event. Hi, Patty in New York. Ooh, I bet it's cold there. I know. Don't you love the hot air balloons? I just love them. Laura says she loves them. Okay. In case you're wondering what I'm doing when I make that noise, I'm breathing onto the clear block so that the cling stamp will stick to the clear block. All right, so to prep this space, I'm just going to take my embossing buddy and run it over the top of this cardstock. And this is just Night of Navy cardstock that I'm using. And then I'm going to grab my Versamark ink. And mine looks really gross because it's had all kinds of stuff go in it, but it still works. And that's all that really matters. All right, and then I'm going to stamp my image and pick it up and bring my white embossing powder over. And this is white embossing powder from Stampin' Up. All my products here today are used. They're all from Stampin' Up. Okay. And guess what? My heat tool is not plugged in. I rearranged my desk and I forgot to plug some things in. So let me get this bad boy plugged in so that I can heat set this. Oh boy, there is no free plug. This is going to prove to be a problem. Okay. All right, let's heat set this. And hopefully you can hear me over the heat tool. But I'm just going to let it warm up a second. Whenever you use a heat tool, it's always good to let it warm up a little bit before you use it so that you're not warping your paper. Let me know if you guys can hear me, because if you can't, I might as well be quiet. So you can see already how this paper warped a little bit as I put the heat to it. So it's really good to let your heat tools get nice and hot prior to heating. And that will prevent some of that warping because you won't have to leave your heat tool on the surface for as long. There we go. So now this little hot air balloon is all heated up and ready to put on my card. And then I just used the framelits and cut it out using the framelits that match. And then I used dimensionals to put it on the card. So that's that card. Isn't that fun? Okay, let's move to the next goodie, because the next one's my favorite. And you're all going to be completely shocked, I know, that we are going to be using the Hey Chick stamp set. Now, if you don't know me, you don't know that I have chickens, and I have kind of a little bit of an obsession with them. I've always been afraid with birds in general. Birds kind of scare me. And so I have to say, like, having chickens, I had chickens when I was a kid because I grew up on a farm kind of environment, and my grandpa had chickens, and I was always afraid of the chickens because he would make us go collect the eggs in the chicken coop, and they would peck our feet. And because we would always, sometimes we went barefoot, sometimes we had shoes on, but like sandals, flip-flops and stuff, and they would peck our toes, and they scared me to death. I hated them. And so over time, as I got grown and got married, we found out that my husband was allergic to eggs. So he knew this before I married him. We did not discover this. He already knew that he was allergic to eggs. So one day I said to him, what if your allergy isn't to eggs, but something in eggs? What if you could eat organic eggs? And he said, oh no, there's no way, blah, blah, blah. And he blew me off. I was like, really? I think you should try it. So we tried it, and lo and behold, he can eat organic eggs perfectly, has no problem, does not break out in a rash, his hands don't crack open, none of that stuff that happens when he eats regular eggs. So his mom got chickens and they don't live very far from us. Then she bought organic food and the whole bit, and we started having eggs from her. Well, I got the sense that she was kind of tired of dealing with the chickens, and we were taking a lot of the eggs because my husband eats a ton of eggs and he loves them. So I decided that it was time for me to get my own chickens because I didn't want to have it be an imposition for her to have chickens. And I wanted her to be able to get rid of the chickens if she didn't want to have chickens anymore. So all of that is to say, now I have chickens. And I'm obsessed with them. I think they're cute. I think they're funny. I love them. And we really enjoy having them. We love watching them. And my office looks out. I have a big picture window in my office area. And so where I sit at my desk, I can look out the window. And when the chickens are out of the coop, they are wandering around out there pecking and eating. And I love watching them. So Stampin' Up! Created this stamp set for celebration. You can only get this free with a $50 order starting January 4th. You can't purchase this stamp set. I love this stamp set. I love it. I love it. I have a chicken that looks like this. So today we're making this little box, and this project all went out to my team members that paid the $5 to be part of this. And so here is how their goodies came in this bag, and everything's pre-cut and ready for them to create along with me. So all they needed was the stamp set. So I know I just told you you can't have the stamp set if you haven't, you know, till January 4th with celebration, but if you're a demonstrator, you can get the stamp set now. When you purchase 50, you can get this for free. So I let them know ahead of time that we would be using this stamp set, and so some of them may have picked it up and been able to do this along with me. If not, you can totally substitute out anything you want to besides this stamp set. You could use something else. All right. So there's this little sentiment that says, "Hey Chick," and I'm going to use Stays on ink. And I've got a white gift box here, which is available now. You can purchase these boxes. Oh, look what I did right off the bat. Lord help me. And I just keep doing it because I can't manage not to now, apparently. That is wonderful. All right. You know what? Whoever gets this won't even care. I can promise. I can promise. I always say if it's perfect, it's not handmade. So I'm just going all over the box, stamping the "Hey Chick," because it's cute and it's funny, especially when you pair it with the chicken. And then I'm just going to kind of set this aside and let it dry a little bit in case it should be dry right away, but you know, things happen. It might not be. And so I'll give it a second and we'll stamp our chicken. So the chicken is going to go on this really cute stitched framelit. This is the Stitched Shapes framelits. And yes, they're on back order, and it looks like until January. So we're going to ink this chicken up really, really good and stamp her right in the center. And she's oh so cute. And you could totally just leave it like this if you wanted to. But I grabbed some of my markers and I thought it would be fun to do some coloring. So this is the Delightful Dijon, which goes with the Delightful Dijon paper. And I'm just going to color her beak and her legs in with Delightful Dijon so that it's like a little bit darker. Her feet and legs are a little bit darker. And then I'm also going to go around her feathers here on her body and just kind of put a little bit underneath her little feathers, just to give a little, you know, detail and dimension. Okay, and then I have Smoky Slate here that I'm going to use to kind of ground her so that it looks like she's standing on something. And then I just have some Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, and Soft Suede that I'm going to use to kind of color in her hair. So these are her little crazy feathers up here. And I'm just kind of, I'm not being nearly as careful as I was with the first one. I would be more careful, I think, but for time purposes, I'm just going to kind of wing this here. Haha, no pun intended, wing. That was funny. Okay. So I spent my morning at the school helping with a Santa shop. It was so much fun. All the little kids come in and they get to buy stuff for their parents and grandparents and friends and family, and It was really fun watching all the little kids buy stuff. And I got to do the money part, which is fun for me because I like organizing and keeping everything all neat and tidy. Okay, so there she is. And then you just have to punch a little hole up here, which I told you I forget stuff all the time. I totally forgot the hole punch. So we'll get to that. All right, let's put our box together. So you're going to go like this. And then this is how the bottom of these boxes go together. It's a little odd, but you're going to put this down first. Okay, so the cutout pieces first, then the sides, then the outside piece, and you push gently until it grabs, and that's it. And then I just go on to the inside and I push down from the inside and it locks everything into place, and then it looks perfect on the bottom. And then the sides go in like this, and this goes like this, and this goes like this, and you have a completely closed up little box, and it says, hey, check all over it. Okay. Then it comes with this little plastic sleeve that's going to go right over the top. So the first thing I do is crease or burnish the edges where they need to be. And then here's your best bet. This is my trick, okay? Because getting this little polka dot paper inside here in under this plastic piece is a big pain in the rear end. So here's what I did. I took this piece and I tried this several ways. So trust me when I tell you this is the way to do it. So you're going to kind of just push it up to the edges of whatever edges will be your top. Okay. So I'm kind of just pushing it into place as best as I possibly can. And then comes the horrifying part. So I like the front here that's open not to have the plastic over it. No, there's no framelit for the box, Laura. The box is in the catalog. It's just a offering that we have. You can just purchase them. Okay, so here we go. This is what I'm talking about. It's a huge pain. So then sometimes I try it in another direction because maybe it could be a little bit easier. Yep. Okay. Then you have to kind of finagle the paper with the plastic over the corners. I know you think I'm crazy right now, but I'm telling you this is the only way to do this, that it will all go on together. Okay. So then you start pushing down to push it all on together, and it's stuck right here on this little corner piece because, you know, why would it go simple while I'm on camera live? There we go. I got it over the top of that. Now the bottom of my box came undone. Okay, Lord help me. Okay, now I'm just continuing to push this down, and it's stuck on this corner. This one corner is giving me fits. Okay, so now you can see that it's stuck towards the front. All right, this is how you fix it. You're going to push the plastic back out, and it's tight. I mean, you see what I'm struggling with here. It's tight. You're going to try to pull the plastic forward and hope that the plastic slides. There we go. And then you kind of push the paper back on all the sides. Then you push it all back like this, and then push it all forward again. And it will, there we go. So you see now the plastic is sliding away from the paper. And then push it all back. So when you're done, it ends up being kind of in the middle. Does that make sense? Okay, so I've got Delightful Dijon ribbon here, striped ribbon. And I am just going to go over the top like this. And we're going to tie a double knot. I'm not doing it because I haven't filled my box. so I don't want to finish it. But you're going to tie a double knot, and then you're going to use the linen thread that came in it and tie it and punch a hole in the top of your tag and tie it to the top of the box. So it ends up looking like this. You can see there how that came together. Use Snell to glue the paper to the box. You know, I tried that, Roberta, and it kept like tearing the edges of the paper. So I don't know, maybe it was the way I was doing it, but I did try gluing it to the box. And the other reason I didn't want to glue it to the box is because when they open it, then it's this big mess that like is tearing off of the box. So anyway, however you can do it, wonderful. That's how I found the best way to do it. I tried it several different ways, and that's what worked for me. Okay. It's really not complicated, Laura. It's really simple. It's just one of those things where you have to spend a few minutes messing with it. Alrighty. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, anything that they would like to chat about while we are on camera here? Hanging out, visiting? We'll put both of the projects out here so everybody can see them. Sorry about the lighting, guys. I'm using my webcam, and see, that makes it even worse. It's really weird. It's like the light has to be pointed towards the camera instead of down here in order for the lighting to work. It's very strange. Yeah, it's definitely a tight fit. Okay, well, I think that we can call this done for the day. I appreciate all of you hanging out with me, and I hope you enjoyed both of these projects. I know that they're not really related to each other, but they were my two favorite stamp sets right off the bat, and so I thought it would be fun to use them to create stuff. And I hope that you enjoyed this, and you join me again on Friday for a fun video. Won't be live, but I have a video coming out Friday, and I'm kind of moving away from Christmas projects now and into the new projects with the occasions and celebration catalogs. So you can start seeing stuff for me with those, so that you can start making a list of the things that you love and want to use. And come January 4th, if you're not a demonstrator, you can purchase them. If you are a demonstrator, then that's fantastic. You can get them now. All right. Thanks so much for watching and hanging out with me. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.